everyone, I am Nishu and I am back again with the same chapter, Biological Classification, with the topic Kingdom Monera. Children, in my last videos, I have discussed about the introduction part of the chapter, where I discussed about the Aristotle, Theophrastus, Bentham and Hooker, then your two kingdom classification, and the last, Whittaker, five kingdom classification system. And today I am going to start a new topic, that is your Kingdom Monera, the description of Kingdom Monera. Now let us recall, children, that what you have studied in class 9, and then I will be proceeding forward again ahead with the chapter. Now children, what did you study in the Kingdom Monera? The general characteristics which you studied, that was that the members of Kingdom Monera are microscopic. They are so minute, they are so small that they can't be seen with the naked eyes. So they were microscopic in structures. Then they belong to the group of organisms called as prokaryotic. Prokaryotic, where your well-defined nucleus is not present. You know that there are two types of organisms depending on the type of nucleus, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So all the organisms belonging to the Kingdom Monera are prokaryotic. We have discussed in class 9th even this. Now children, they do not have well-defined nucleus. It means that well-defined nucleus is absent. What does it mean? It means that the organism is not having a nucleus which is properly meant. It means that nuclear membrane, nucleolus, all such parts are absent in the nucleus. And such type of nucleus is called as nucleoid or incipient nucleus. So well-defined nucleus was absent in the prokaryotic. Now membrane bound organelles are also absent, like your mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body. These are the different type of membrane organelles which are absent. Now the organisms, the individuals belonging to Kingdom Monera, they may be or may not be having cell wall. It means that cell wall, the outer membrane, the individuals may have or they may not have. Then children, organisms can be autotrophic or heterotropic. It is a mode of nutrition, that how the organisms are taking their food. So the organism belonging to the Kingdom Monera, they may be autotrophic or heterotropic. And we also classified the organisms of Kingdom Monera into two groups, that is your Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Children, till yet whatever I have discussed, it was a little recall of the class 9th which you have studied. And now I will be moving with the same points and with little detail of the class 11th portion according to your NCERT book. Now children, let us move ahead with the more detailed, more descriptive study of Kingdom Monera. Now let us children move ahead to know the characteristic features of Kingdom Monera. Now the first characteristic feature is that organisms belong to prokaryotic group, hence also called as prokaryota. Now all the organisms of Kingdom Monera, they exclusively belong to the prokaryotic. I told you there are two types of organism depending on the nucleus type, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So here all the groups of members will be your belonging to your prokaryotic. So the Kingdom Monera is also called as prokaryota. Now children, moving ahead with the structural part. First I will be moving with cell. Now the outer membrane, the outer wall of the organism is cell wall. You are knowing it very nicely. Now this cell wall, according to your NCERT, this is very important point which you have to remember, that your cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Your cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, or it is also made up of murine. So made up of peptidoglycan. This is a crucial, this is a very important specific point which you have to remember. But what is extra, that this peptidoglycan is a type of mucopeptide. You can remember this for your competitive point of view. Now children, this peptidoglycan is made up of two parts, and what are those two parts? They are your polysaccharide and your amino sugars. Now children, polysaccharides, like they are made up of glucose, mannose and your galactose, and your amino sugars are made up of like your N-acetyl-glucosamine and N-acetyl-muramic acid. Now children, this is what your peptidoglycan is made up of. Along with this, there are few types of amino acids also which are composing the peptidoglycan. Now let us see that which type of amino acids are also helping in making the peptidoglycan structure. So children, I told you that other than your polysaccharide and amino sugars, some of the amino acids are also present in the cell wall of prokaryotes of your kingdom Monera organisms. So what are the type of amino acids? The type of amino acids are diaminopinelic acid, muramic acid and teichoic acid. So children, this is what your cell wall of the organisms of kingdom Monera are bearing it. Again I will revise it, that what is the main important features of the cell wall of the kingdom Monera, which you have to learn is that, which you have to keep in your mind always. The first very important according to your book is that the cell wall of your kingdom Monerans organisms are made up of peptidoglycan. Now this peptidoglycan is made up of two types of structures, and those two structures are having your polysaccharides and your amino sugars. Now polysaccharides are like your glucose, your galactose and your mannose, and your amino sugars are like your N-acetyl-glucosamine, then N-acetyl-muramic acid. Besides this, some amino acids are also present, and these amino acids are diaminophenolic acid, teichoic acid and muramic acid. Children, this is the structural composition of the cell wall, and it is very common. Children, as I told you that the structure of cell wall is very complicated in Monerans, in prokaryotic organisms. I told you that the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, and it is made up of two important structures like your polysaccharides and your amino sugars. Along with polysaccharide and amino sugars, some amino acids like muramic acid, your teichoic acid, all such acids are also present. Now children, but everywhere, in everything, some exceptions are also there. So now what I am going to discuss? I am going to discuss the exceptions of the Monerans regarding your cell wall. Now children, cell wall is complex structure. Generally the cell wall is not made up of cellulose. In Monerans, always remember children, what is the main composition? Peptidoglycan. But here what I am saying that generally the cell wall is not made up of cellulose. But exceptions are there. In the beginning, I told you that in class 9th you have studied that cell wall may be present, cell wall may not be present. Now here exceptions to those are that cell wall generally made up of peptidoglycan, but sometimes they are also made up of cellulose. Generally they are not made up of cellulose, but due to exceptions are present, some of the prokaryotic organisms are made up of cellulose. Their cell wall is having the composition of cellulose. Generally, again I will repeat children, remember this, there is nothing to be get confused over here. It's very simple. If I talk about the chemical structure of cell wall, your cell wall of Monerans, of prokaryotic organism, is made up of peptidoglycan. First point. Second, generally your cell wall of Moneran is not made up of cellulose. Cellulose is not present. But as some exceptions are there, few examples, few organisms of Monerans are present which are made up of cellulose, whose cell wall is made up of cellulose, and those organisms are Acetobacter acetogenum, Acetobacter xylenum and Gymnosarcina. Again I will repeat the name. The names are Acetobacter acetogenum, Acetobacter xylenum and zymosarcicina. These are the three examples which are exceptions regarding to the cell wall in the Munarins, where your cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now children, cell wall may be present, may not be present. Even there is a exception. Till yet I was telling you that where your cell wall is present. If cell wall is present, it may be made up of peptidoglycan or murine, or it may be made up of cellulose as an exception, like Acetobacter, Acetobacter, your xylenum and Zygomarcosina. Now if cell wall is not present, then there is also an exception. One example is there, and the example is mycoplasma. Now children, all these examples among this we will be discussing in detail in the later part of the videos, but here it is important to know that organisms are also present in Munarins where your cell wall is absent, like mycoplasma. Organisms like Acetobacter, Acetocinum, then Acetobacter, xylenum and Zymosarcina is an example where your cellulosic cell wall is present, and rest all the bacterians which are present in this group, they are made up of peptidoglycan. Their cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Now children, move ahead with the cell membrane. Now children, let us see about your cell membrane. Now the cell membrane of Munarins are made up of lipoprotein. Like all the eukaryotic organisms, the prokaryotes also have cell membrane, and their cell membrane is also made up of lipoprotein. And children, this lipoprotein is a composition of lipid and protein. All these things are very common, very simple, which you have studied in class 9th also. It is just a repetition of all the things. So your cell membrane of Munarins are made up of lipoprotein, which is a composition of lipid as well as protein. Now children, after finishing cell wall and cell membrane, one more little bit which is very important for you to know according to competitive point, that what is periplasmic space. Now children, this is a space which is present in between cell wall and cell membrane. If suppose this is your prokaryotic bacterian body, and outside this is your cell wall, and in between this is your cell membrane. So this space, the space in between cell wall and cell membrane, this space is called as periplasmic space. And children, always remember, this periplasmic space is analogous to the lysosome structure. What do you mean by analogous to the lysosome structure? It means that this is a space where different fluids are present, and they are helping in digestion of complex food materials, complex substances here in this space. So the digestion of the complex substances are done in this space, which is called as periplasmic space. And what is this space? This space is your space between cell wall and cell membrane. Now children, let us move to the nucleus of the Munarins. Now children, let us know about the nucleus of it. Now I told you that the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes are distinguished on the basis of nucleus only. In eukaryotes, true nucleus is present, and in your prokaryotes, false nucleus is present. And children, this nucleus which is present in the prokaryotes is not distinct. It is not well developed. So we can say that the nucleus of the prokaryotes, the nucleus of the Munarins is indistinct. Now children, why it is indistinct? Because two important parts are absent in the nucleus of Munarins. And what are the parts? The parts are your cell membrane, it is your cell membrane, and your nucleolus. These two parts are absent in the nucleus of the Munarins. Hence, the nucleus, the type of nucleus in Munarins is called as incipient nucleus, or it is called as nucleoid, or they are also called as fibrillary nucleus, or it is also called as genopore. So these children, these are the all different type of names which is given to the indistinct nucleus present in Munarins. So again I'll repeat it, that your cell membrane of Munarins are made up of lipoprotein, and this lipoprotein is a composition of lipid as well as protein, and the nucleus is indistinct. And why? Because nuclear membrane and nucleolus is absent in it, and hence they are called as incipient nucleus, they are called as nucleoli, they are also known as fibrillar nucleus and also known as genophore. Now children, let us move to the chromosome structure, that how the chromosomes are present in the Munarins. Now let us children move ahead with the chromosomes part. Now children, chromosomes in the Munarins, they lack true chromosome. What do you mean by true chromosome? Now false chromosomes is present. I'll be making you understand that what do you mean by true chromosomes. Now here false chromosomes are present, and what is false chromosome? It is made up of circular naked DNA and non-histone proteins like polyamines. Now children, what is there? There are two types of organisms depending upon the nucleus, that is your eukaryotes and then is your prokaryotes. There are two types of organisms. Now children, eukaryotic organism, this is a cell and this is a nucleus. Nucleus is having nuclear membrane, it is having nucleolus, and it is having well defined linear chromosomes in them. This is your eukaryotic structure. Now if I consider prokaryotic, among prokaryotic, this is a cell, this is cell wall, cell membrane, whatever you consider. Now inside the prokaryotes, this nuclear membrane is absent. Nuclear membrane is absent and nucleolus is also absent. So that is why it is called as nucleoid. Now I told you that a false chromosome is present, and which type of false chromosomes? They are having circular type of chromosomes. Now children, these chromosomes are in form of circular form in this pattern. They are circular. In eukaryotic, the chromosomes are found in linear fashion. They are found in linear fashion. But in case of prokaryotes, the chromosome is in circular form. So it is a circular DNA, naked DNA, plus non-histone proteins are there. And what do you mean by this non-histone proteins? Children, now suppose which type of arrangement they are having. Now non-histone proteins are this type of structures, and these type of structures are wrapped up by a circular DNA in this way. This is your non-histone protein. There is nothing to worry about the structures, children. I will be explaining all these in detail in the next chapter, molecular basis of genetics, where your complete DNA structure, chromosomes, how it is formed, what is histone and non-histone protein, everything will be explained to you all. But here, just for knowing the characteristic features, the chromosomes of prokaryotes are having your non-histone protein and a circular DNA nick. So this type of arrangements are there. This is a non-histone protein and this is a circular DNA. Children, this type of arrangement is called as nucleoid. This is called as nucleoid. This is your false chromosome structure which is present in the prokaryotes, and this means that your true nucleus, true chromosome is present. Children, the thing which you have to remember is that in eukaryotes, linear chromosomes are present, and in prokaryotes, your circular DNA, circular form of nucleoid is present. In eukaryotes, nuclear membrane and nucleolus is present, and in prokaryotes, nuclear membrane and nucleolus is absent. Now children, moving to the cytoplasm. Now cytoplasm of the prokaryotes, they lack membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles like all the cell organelles which are present inside a cell. It means your mitochondria, Golgi body, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, all such and cell organelles are absent in case of prokaryotic organisms. Children, all these are absent over there. So your cytoplasm, structurally after explaining cell bond, when we move to the cell membrane, inside to it your cytoplasm is there, and cytoplasm is made up of all fluid like structures. So here your all cell organelles, membrane bound organelles are absent. I was discussing about the nucleus. Nucleus, I told you that true nucleus is absent and your false nuclear type of incipient nucleus is present, where your nuclear membrane and nucleolus is absent. Then I was discussing about chromosomes. So in the chromosomes, your false chromosomes are present, where your circular naked DNA is present, and your non-histone proteins are present. Children, hope you have understood till yet. Next remaining characteristic features I will be explaining to you in the next video. Thank you.